Okay, here we go. What's up, Crusaders? I am Pixel the Paladin. Welcome to another edition of Nightly Meals. Ooh, I've gotta admit, I'm not really super looking forward to this one. It's gonna get me into a lot of trouble, but that's okay. Today's meal is... I don't see him anywhere. A special request from a certain someone that lives in my house, and I kind of gotta be quiet about it. He asked me to make this. He always asks me to make this. It's kind of a thing. He's asked me to make something that's really contentious, something that a lot of people have a lot of opinions about, and I'm gonna get myself into trouble for this one, so I don't really want to say it too loud, but I'm making Tater tot hot dish.
Ah, yes, splendid.
Oh,
I'm glad my comment was selected from the suggestion box. It's about time.
I know, Wally. I know. I know. And I'm gonna get into so much trouble, dude. I'm gonna get into so much trouble for this.
Too bad. You will make it my way or else.
Fine. This is Nightly Meals. Wally's Tater tot hot dish recipe. Enjoy.
Please don't be mad at me.
All right, Crusaders, if we're gonna do this, if I'm gonna get into trouble with everyone's grandma, with everyone's aunt, with everyone's mom, might as well be now. Well, for this nightly meal, we're doing Tater tot hot dish, one of Wally's all-time favorites.
Me too, me too, me too, me too, me too, me too.
And Greg's. Yes, and of course, Greg's. For this episode, we need a couple of things. So we're going to get our mise en place together. This is a relatively simple recipe, but unfortunately, this recipe takes a lot of time. No matter what, you're going to be cooking this for roughly 35 to 40 minutes. So the first thing we have to do, first things first, is preheat an oven. We are going to preheat an oven to 350, 375, and if you have a weaker powered oven, 400. The idea is that whenever we put something in the oven, everything's going to be completely cooked, and all we're doing is heating everything up. Crisping the tater tots, of course.
I like tater tots.
Of course. Anyway, for ingredients today, we need the tater tots! Yes, of course we need tater tots. We also need, oh, look at there, cream of mushroom. Now, there's a lot of opinion on cream of mushroom, and there's a lot of opinion on tater tots. In my opinion, in my experience, you don't necessarily need to have any variety of tater tots. It can be whatever you want. They can be shredded, they can be hash browns, they can be kind of anything. And that same goes as cream of mushroom soup. There's 100 varieties of pre-made stuff out there. You can absolutely make your own, but for sake of ease and basically to hush the hush puppies, if you will, I'm just gonna use canned stuff. So we have just some leftover tater tots, we've got some cream of mushroom soup, I have some garlic, I have a big yellow onion, I have some green onions. I found them in my fridge, as well as some celery. So now the nice part about these kinds of recipes is they're very homey. They're very kind of good ways to clean stuff out of your fridge. Anything left over, there's something going bad, now's the time, chop it up and throw it in. Is it traditional? No, it doesn't have to be. Not everything has to be super traditional, as long as it tastes good. Yeah, that's right. So, in addition to that, what else is commonly put into tater tot hot dish? Of course, green beans. So everyone on this channel knows I'm a big fan of frozen variety stuff. This is just some pre-mixed stuff. Now, I know I'm going to commit a lot of sins on this episode, and I know there's going to be a lot of people who are like, well, you can't put anything else in there.
Hey, don't you put any of that nonsense into one of my favorite dishes.
Thank you, Greg. I know I can't put anything else in there. And I know you have to be super traditional with some of these. But again, I'm not traditional. I'm not a traditional person. So what am I going to do? I'm going to slip some extra veggies in there. I'm going to slip some, some carrots and some other stuff and some pea pods and some whatnot because Wally needs to eat more vegetables.
Me?
Yeah, you. I eat lots of green things.
And we all believe that.
Anyway, in addition to that, we are going to do some more mushrooms. Now, mushrooms, obviously, cream of mushroom soup. Why are you adding more mushrooms? Because mushrooms are good. Mushrooms are good, added flavor. You can use kind of any variety of mushroom that you like here. I'm just using some dehydrated ones that I rehydrate in warm water. Works really simple. You can keep them forever. I recommend it. I love them. But if you just want to use some button mushrooms or even go splurge on some portobellos, go knock yourselves out. In addition to that, we're going to use for this, in another sin, I'm sorry, I've got leftover chicken. I eat a lot of chicken. So I've got leftover chicken. I'm going to throw in there. That's going to be my meat. I know it's typically made with ground beef. You can absolutely use ground beef. I'm using chicken today. Use what you got. In addition, I need a little bit of butter. And, oh, what's that? Oh, interesting. A little bit of American cheese. Interesting. As well as, of course, some good old cheddar cheese. Now, what else are we going to put in? We need some seasonings for this. Naturally, you need some salt and some pepper. Typically, this is seasoned only with salt and pepper, but we can do a little bit better on this channel. We can do a little bit better. We have a little bit of thyme leaf, as well as some rosemary. In addition to those, I also have a little bit of barbecue rub. That's right, a little bit of barbecue rub, because more flavor is good. Let's work together to add more flavor to our food. And I'm going to show you where I use this and why I'm using it. In addition to that, you also need some bananas. No, not bananas. Anyway, that's what we need today. We also need a couple of kind of mandatory utensils. This can be as simple or as complicated as you want to make it. I like simple food. I like to make things simply. We, of course, need a knife. We need a big wooden spatula of some kind, or a good sturdy one, or a big metal spoon would also work. And for me, because I have ungrated cheese, a cheese grater. Okay, what am I going to cook this in? Now, there's a ton of opinions on how you cook this, what you cook it in. I am doing a one-pot cook. I am putting all my ingredients into one vessel. I'm going to put it in my 375-degree oven. That's it. That's all I'm doing. One thing to wash up besides the entire gigantic mess I'm about to make in my kitchen, but that's okay. Ignore that. One pot, one cook. For my cook, I'm using my trusty, rusty cast iron pan. Yeah. Lightly oiled. Of course, I'm going to add a little bit more butter, but you get the gist of this. All right. I'm going to set some things up to start processing them. I'm going to set some things up to start processing it. Can't even speak. Set some things up to start processing them. Once I have everything set up, I'm going to bring you back and we're going to start chopping our vegetables. See you in a second. All right, lords and ladies, here we go. So, first things first, let's chop up some vegetables. Now, into my drained mushrooms in my case and my frozen vegetables are going to go. Everything else I'm just going to kind of toss in here. So, I love green onions. It's something I cook with all the time. It's something I do. I have a lot of green onions, and the number one thing I am terrified of is wasting food. Don't waste food. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to chop these all up, and I'm not afraid of any of this being any irregular size, being anything like that. I'm going to just chop it up and go right into our bowl. More flavor is better. So some leftover celery. Essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to chop up all our veggies, and then we're just going to work our way through the steps of this. Now in the background, again, I have my oven preheated to 375. That is going on. We are going to chop up all our vegetables. No need to be precious. Make sure you're using good knife etiquette. You have a dry knife hand. Your feet are planted. You've got no distractions. You're not filming a YouTube video or fulfilling someone's request that they keep pestering you about, no matter How many times you reassure them you're gonna make this?
I'm right here, you know.
Not naming any names. Anyway, we're gonna keep going. Just show you all the steps here. Make sure everybody's on the same page. Onion, again, no problem with the onion doing just nice thin slivers. We are going to saute all of this in my cast iron pan. And if you don't have a cast iron pan, I thought about that. You just need a large vessel, a large, preferably deep vessel. Why am I using a cast iron pan? It's because I've got one. He's trusty, he's rusty, he's basically my do-it-all when I need to put something in the oven. You can absolutely, I think more often than not, this recipe is kind of largely based on doing Dutch ovens. If you got one of those, if you got a nice ceramic one, I know they make all kinds of aluminum ones in this day and age, but everything's in here, and once it's in there, we are gonna hit everything in the bowl with a fat pinch of salt. That's right. We are gonna put a whole bunch of salt on this. That is a ton of vegetables that require a ton of salt. Now, why are we salting? And again, why are we salting before we add things to a pan, especially vegetables? Because salt draws out moisture. That's right, moisture is the enemy of flavor. I wish I was smart enough to come up with that, but it wasn't me. Anyway, in addition to my vegetables, I have also off camera grated up some cheese. That's right, there's our big slice of American cheese. I'm gonna show you what to do with that in just a second. But now, for basically what we're gonna start doing is we're gonna start cooking. I've got my veg chopped. Tater tots are pre-cooked. Cream of mushroom's already done. Cheese is grated. Chicken's pre-cooked. That's how simple this recipe is. That's all you have to do. And now we're just going to take the time to assemble everything. So I'm going to throw my butter in a pan. Turn this bad boy on to stun, not quite kill. We want it on medium. Medium heat. That was a Star Trek reference. Ignore me. Once this melts down, we're going to go in with our vegetables first. Now, of course, chicken's pre-cooked. If you did not have pre-cooked meat, here's the time you'd go in with your ground beef. Ground beef would go right in. You could also throw your onions in. Onions are pretty hearty and pretty healthy. Fry them up. You're going to stir fry all your beef. You're going to add your seasonings. Oh, seasonings. Oh, maybe that's what I'm planning the barbecue rub for. Exactly. So I have here just some shredded pre-cooked chicken. Shredded pre-cooked chicken tastes like shredded pre-cooked chicken, which is why I'm going to throw on some barbecue rub. Now, barbecue rub has all the kind of flavors that you would expect, but what does it also have that's just needed for something like this? A little bit of heat. A little bit of heat. Normally what you would do is put a whole bunch of black pepper, and I'm still going to, trust me. Normally you'd put a whole bunch of black pepper in something, and the black pepper would cut through all the cream, all the fat, all that huge flavor, and kind of give you a more balanced bite. In addition to that, I love hot sauce, I love hot things, I love spice, a little bit of cayenne. Most barbecue rubs have it. So, while this heats up, we are going to go in with our veggies. And to the best of my ability, oh, that actually worked all right. Wow, for the first time I might be able to do this with two hands. Sheesh. Listen to that lovely sizzle. Now, we have a bit of work to do on these veg. And again, this is a pretty simple recipe. So, in the meanwhile, I think the more astute viewer would say, but there's something left on that cutting board. That's right. Garlic. Garlic is very contentious. There are many schools of thought with garlic, when you're supposed to add garlic, when garlic is supposed to go in, what you're supposed to do with it. Are you supposed to slice it? Are you supposed to crush it? I don't care. Frankly, you can do what you want with your garlic. However, I am simply going to state, you gotta add it. You need to add garlic. It does not have to be this much. I love garlic, so I use a lot of garlic. You have to add a little bit. In my case, I follow the school of thought that you can burn garlic. So, burning garlic is bad. And I'm going to add my garlic towards the end of the stir fry section of our video. The end of the veg prep. Because I don't want to burn garlic. I really like the flavor of garlic. And I know there's people that are going to be like, whoa, yeah, I've never burnt garlic in my life, and I've cooked garlic all the time, and blah, 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 and that's okay. You can put your garlic in whenever you want to. It's not a big deal if you want to put it in with the rest of the veg, if you want to cook her all the way through. The only thing you can't do is omit the garlic. The garlic must go in. It must. Wally will be very mad at you if you don't put in any garlic. And do not anger the dragon. That's right. Anyway. Garlic in there. So, behind us, the vegetables are sizzling away. I'm going to open my cans of mushroom because that's the next logical step, especially when we've got some downtime. Not that clever. All right, a couple of cans. Make sure you don't cut yourself. These things are sharp. Food safety. Actually, kind of a funny story, or anecdote, or whatever you'd like to think of it as. I actually had this giant grudge against cream of mushroom for many, many years. Working in kitchens, using canned ingredients is kind of frowned upon for some reason. And like, I don't know, you can say what you want. You're in a kitchen, you're trying to be professional, and you got to make everything from the base and from stock and from scratch. And if you're not doing that, you're not a real cook. And it's like, oh my goodness. So of course, I frown upon cream of mushroom. I frown upon cream of onion. I frown upon all these pre-made stuff until I get out of the cooking world. I leave the cooking world to go on to do different things, to change my career path in life, to start making hot sauce and contemplate all this goofy silliness I'm doing now. And all of a sudden it's like, I don't have access to all these ingredients. I don't have access to all this cream. It's expensive. It's crazy. And, all this time that's required to do all of this. When you work 12, 14 hours a day in a kitchen, you make all those kinds of things. It's just natural. When you work an 8-hour, 10-hour job and come home, it's like, I don't want to slave over 4 hours worth of stock or soup or cream of bleh. Like, bleh. So, anyway, cream of mushroom, cream of onion, cream of whatever pre-made cans of goodness came back into my life big time. It's why I do dehydrated mushrooms. It's why I do dried spices. It's, you go through all these steps in your life, and then all of a sudden you come back to the very beginning and you're like, maybe I was wrong. Anyway, silly little story about that. Silly little story. So, we have our garlic. We have our cream of mushroom. We got our cheese. We got all our stuff ready. I'm going to add my chicken here in just a bit when my veg is a little more sweated. I'm going to bring you back in about, 5 or 6 minutes. This is going to take a minute to draw out all the moisture. See ya then. All right, lords and ladies, welcome back. That took about exactly 6 minutes. As you can see, my vegetables have decreased in size immensely. So, vegetables are looking nicely sweated. Again, I'm not trying to overcook them. I'm just trying to remove a bunch of that moisture to give us as much flavor as we can. So, once we're at this point, I am now going to go in with my garlic and my chicken. Heat that up as well. Garlic in. A big, healthy amount of chicken. And skin included. We're not afraid of that one bit. You know what? A little more. A little more. The boys are hungry. There we go. Okay. We are going to warm this through. And once it's warming through, we're also going to add our barbecue seasoning. That's right. Because plain chicken is boring. You need some more flavor in your lives. Just trying to break it up as much as possible here. Little chicken skin in there. Boy, it smells good. And because my chicken is pre-cooked, I do not have to cook it that much. So I am just trying to warm it up, get it a little dispersed. I'm gonna hit it with a big old sprinkle of my barbecue rub. A lot of salt, a lot of pepper, a little spice in here. Perfect.
Don't be afraid of that now.
It's going to draw out even more moisture here, as you can see. And my pan might be getting just a pinch hot, so I'm going to lower the heat just a little bit. Now, I'm not really afraid of anything gathering up on the bottom here. I just don't want it to burn. Make sure our garlic's nice and cooked there. Awesome, smells delicious. Okay, so once we've gotten to this point, well, you can probably guess what comes in next, and if you can't, don't worry, you're about to find out. So, that looks incorporated and lovely. We are doing great there. In next comes my cream of mushroom. That's right. We are going to get all our cream of mushroom into the pan to also start dispersing its flavors through everything. That is pre-made goodness right there. That's can number one. Here comes can number two. Oh, Pixel, there's no way you're going to possibly eat all this. Yeah, well, that's true. But you know who will eat all this? Greg.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too worried about this one.
And Wally, because they both have done nothing but bug me as soon as they learned I was doing this.
And for good reason.
Which is fine. It's the season to give to those who we care about. It's very common. There's no shame in this to, to cook as a paladin for your superiors. You know, a lot of paladins cook their way through the ranks. You know, it's pretty common in a lot of professions, actually. Yeah, there's no shame in this.
We are waiting.
Yeah, chop, chop.
You guys. Seriously. Okay, we are just going to get this all mixed up. Make sure everything gets warmed here and mixed in. This part is then going to show you the super secret tack. So, once this is all incorporated, and we're using this to kind of scrape along the bottom here, anything that was forming on the bottom of the pan is going to get pulled up by the cream of mushroom. All that flavor. Awesome. That is gonna be good. Okay, once this all gets kind of assimilated, we got one more major step before we bake this thing, and that is the cheese. So, awesome. Make sure we're nice and mixed in. Make sure everything's scraped off the bottom and the sides. All right, so next step is the cheese. Yep, let's grab that. So why cheese? Why cheese now? Why not cheese at the end? Well, this is a pretty contentious opinion, but cheese mixed in is going to leave the tater tots on the top as the star. And I know there's a lot of people that want to see that. I know the whole deal is, you know, partially presentation. You got to make things look nice and pretty and blah, blah, blah. But I also like the aspect of the tater tots being the star of the dish, and cheese melted in is going to add a little extra salinity, and it's going to be really nice. And why the American cheese? Well, the American cheese is a sleeper that not enough people
Appreciate. It is glorious, and I will hear no slander.
but it was also made with emulsifiers. What is an emulsifier? An emulsifier is something that helps things combine. So American cheese also melts beautifully, as you can see. It just kind of disappears. An emulsifier is going to come into this, our mixture here, and is going to make sure everything stays together. Everything's going to be all mixed in. It's going to be beautiful. And we've got cheese through the whole thing now. Look at that. That looks beautiful. We are almost ready to go into the oven. So now I'm just continuously scraping along the sides. Here is the point, boys and girls, where you try things. That's right, where you taste things. So we're going to taste as we go. Everything in this is fully cooked. We're not worried about anything like that. Everything in here is fully mixed. Let's just have a little taste here, shall we? We'll just take it right off the spoon. This could be really hot. Oh, that's really good. It is really, really good. Okay. You know what this needs? And I told you I was going to add it. Black pepper. There is so much richness. There is so much going on here, and I'm going to lower the heat just a tiny bit more because it's hissing at me, that it needs a little more black pepper and another pinch of salt. Just another pinch of salt. We got a ton of stuff here. We want to give this another good mix. There we go. We're going to give this another good mix, and then we're putting our tater tots on. But I just remembered something behind me that I make sure I want to add. So, in our quest for additional flavor, and this is completely optional, you don't have to add these ingredients. I know not everybody likes these next ingredients, but I'm a big fan of them. I think they're lovely and cream-based things. I think they have a really, really awesome flavor. Is a bit of thyme and a bit of rosemary. So I have some just dried thyme leaf here. I'm not going to use a lot. I'm actually just going to pinch it with my fingers, and I'm going to kind of spread it out. This is maybe a teaspoon. That was maybe a teaspoon of dried thyme. Now, I am also going to do the same. In crushing it with my fingers, I'm going to do the same with dried rosemary. This is just about a teaspoon. I'm crushing it in my fingers as I drop it in. It'll rehydrate in our mixture, no problem. But I think they add worlds of flavor. Obviously, if you get a piece of it right now before it's fully incorporated, it's going to be like, whoa, that's so strong. But don't worry, we're about to cook this for about 35 minutes. Awesome, look at that. Okay, once our pepper and our salt is all mixed in, we are going to put our tots on. Okay, feel pretty good about that. You can clean up the sides a little bit more if you'd like to. And another secret tech is if you're worried at all, you can put a little foil on this. I am not. Another taste. Fabulous. Yeah, that's fabulous. Man, that's good. Okay. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna kill the heat here. Yep, we're gonna kill the heat. Give this a little shake. Knock our spoon clean. One more lick. 2 more licks. Delicious. And now, to the best of our ability, we are going to put our tots on. So, I'm not super precious about this. You can be if you'd like. You can arrange them in decorative patterns. You can cover the entire thing. I am just using what I got here to make sure they all get used up. They're all gonna be delicious. We're gonna go like that and like that. Boom, right there. Let's drop this in the oven. So now, several schools of thought for putting this in the oven, boys and girls. You can, and I'm just gonna drop mine right in. Oh, yeah, just like that. Several schools of thought here. You can cover the entire thing with foil if you're scared of anything burning. You can not add the tater tots for the first 20 minutes. You can cook it just like this, and then to ensure your tots are extra crispy, put them under the broiler at the end, and we may end up doing that. But I'm not super, I'm salivating so much. Ooh, that was really tasty. I'm not super worried about it. I am gonna cook this initially for 30 minutes. I'm gonna set a timer as soon as I turn the video off, and I'm gonna rejoin you when we're ready to do this. So we're gonna check on it in 30 minutes. Oh man, if I get this wrong, I'm gonna be in so much trouble. Oh. All right, kings and queens, here we are. 30 minutes later, my timer has gone off. Let's take a good peek at this, see if it's ready, see if it needs a little more time. Okay, here we go. Hot mitts, because things are hot. All right, coming out of my oven. Yes. Ooh, oh yeah. Ooh, bubble and trouble and toil. Ooh, I think we're done. Look at that. Just a little touch. Oh yeah, crispy. Lovely. Okay. All right, what I'm gonna do is, with two hands, I'm gonna turn my oven off. I'm gonna put this onto the counter and we're gonna take a good hard look at it. Yeah.
Are you getting this?
Oh, baby.
Simply divine.
Man, I should bug him for stuff more often.
There she be. Oh my goodness. Wow. Isn't that incredible? Ooh, doggy. All right. Well, let me put this thing onto the cutting board and then let's see if we can't dive right in here. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Now I'm going to take a quick forkful here just to give things a try. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord.
Testify.
All right, so, ooh, everything's looking great. Ooh, I want a tater tot. I want that guy right there. Boom. Oh, no. Oh, yeah. Ooh. That is going to be 1 billion degrees. 100 billion degrees. But, for the sake of cinema, for the sake of the soul, we got to taste a little bit. Let's see if I can't. Just... Oh man. Yeah. Oh man. That is insane how good that is every single time. Oh, it's so nostalgic, it's so classic, it's so good. Everything's creamy, mildly salty, mildly cheesy. Of course, the tater tots are good. Come on, who doesn't love tater tots?
Come on, everybody loves tater tots.
Of course, Greg likes tater tots. Yep. So that is Wally's tater tot hot dish recipe. Use what you got in the fridge. Don't be afraid to add some extra ingredients. Make sure you have enough spice for the flavor and everything. And, well, I think I'm going to eat a whole bunch of this.
Hold.
Wally, buddy?
Yes, right. This no longer concerns you, mere paladin. I have my prey cornered.
Are you trying to pull rank on me?
Stand down, lowly knight. This tasty fiend is mine to conquer. Taste my blade.
That's a steak knife.
Yeah, just slide out a piece of that over here.
Okay? Cool. I guess I'll just wait my turn then.
I gave up a life in the kitchen for this.